All right, we are live. Welcome back, Cheese. What's going on? Tell them how it went up there in Bryson City, Cherokee.
Cheese is back, baby. Sorry, the cabin said it had Wi-Fi. Apparently it did, but apparently it didn't. So I couldn't get logged on. It was good. I felt like Rambo, man. I was going through the creek and I was catching some trout. Nah, it was fun though, man. Hey, I missed it. Didn't plan on missing it, but it all worked out. We back. We breathing. We feeling good.
Drop my controller. Heck yeah, well, glad to have you back. You did amazing on your picks this week. You didn't even have to watch them. You know?
Yeah. I watched them in my mind. No, it's good.
I'm actually posting to my Facebook so they can come in and tune in live. Make sure you comment in the chat. Let us know you're here. Tell us what you saw from this past week's experiences and things like that. But we will recap each of the games. The first one we're going to start with, let's talk about the Chiefs versus Panthers, just because I want to roll off with my boys, and I want to see what you ended up seeing. Christian McCaffrey did his thing. He did his thing.
Yes. Dude, I think it's so simple in the fact Christian McCaffrey rushes for 100 yards, they win the ball game. I think it comes down to that simple. Like, God, he's so scary and stuff like that. And yeah, he's getting back into the groove of things. He's been out for a long time. That dude he's insane. He's got to be one of the best athletes in the league, bar none, for sure. Teddy B wants to win. He wants to be a franchise quarterback. He looked good. He made some really good plays that made you be like, okay, so we don't have Cam run the ball no more, but Teddy Bridgewater will get helicoptered in the air and get a first down. Let's go. And he's a better passer, you know? So, honestly, man, I hated it for y'all. I did pick Kansas City on that one, but I hated it for y'all because y'all did play good. I thought y'all was going to pull it out. And it's Kansas City. Them dudes don't play. They are good. They are raw. And you had, Chin being out and things like that. So, I don't know, man. I was happy that I got the pick, but, it's kind of biased because, I'm here in Charlotte. I want Charlotte to do good. Been going to their football camps when I was young. But I was happy because of the pick. I was sad because, dang, they were so close to winning it, man.
I'm with you on that. I also picked the Chiefs because I'm not delusional. Like you said at the beginning, you pick the Super Bowl champs until somebody dethrones them. They look good all year. So I was really scared coming into the game. We came out firing. There was a big fake punt on fourth down. We completed like a 26-yard pass. And that was a momentum shifter, especially for us being who we are versus them. Keeping them off the field always, in my opinion, is the way to win a football game when you have a Patrick Mahomes, a Russell Wilson. So that keeping us out there and then scoring, we went up, man. I was like, holy cow, we about to get in this. And then the biggest loss for me was when Jeremy Chin did not play. He was questionable all week, and I didn't really know he was going to be sitting. Our safety, man, we should have got torched for even more. He made some bad decisions. Jeremy Chin's just a game changer. He has a nose for the football, and I think he would have definitely made Travis Kelce work a lot harder for all those receptions that he ended up having. So I think that's a game changer right there. And, hey, if we play again, it's going to be in the Super Bowl. Maybe we make playoffs. I don't know. But
hey, I'll tell you the best thing I took away from that is Rule. I like him. He's ballsy. We'll see how ballsy he continues to be because obviously you can't be extremely ballsy week by week by week by week by week. But he came in there ready to throw haymakers and punches, and he did, and they connected. And I like that out of a coaching staff because I was hearing something on the radio or something like that. They were talking about he was telling the team all week because of who they were playing and stuff like that we're going to be the aggressors. We're going to be the ones that's aggressive. This is what we're going to do. And then for him to go in there and play call it, schematically to what he's saying to the guys, that only makes the guys believe more in him as a coach as well. He's actually practicing what he preaches. So I really like that as well too.
Yeah. Well, we lost because we kicked a 60-something yard field goal in wind and couldn't. I mean, whenever we were kicking that field goal, I was just sitting there like, yeah, this is not happening. There's too much wind. Even if he does kick it accurate, like, does he have the distance 60, I think it was 69 yards, your favorite number. But so needless to say, I do like Carolina, what they look like. If they stay healthy, Chris McCaffrey did get hurt again at the end of the game. What's going on, Tanner? And hurt his shoulder. I thought it was his shoulder. Somebody's saying it's ribs. So we'll
I
monitor
heard
that.
shoulder too.
We'll monitor that as the week goes
I think
on.
I read it was shoulder.
He is. They say he's doubtful, but he's been out of the game for so long. He might just be itching to get back and say, "Screw you, trainers. I'm good to go."
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
depending on how serious it is too, something with a shoulder like that too, you can always put those shock pads underneath it, depending on how serious it is.
yeah. Well, that's a downer for us. If he gets back next week, we do play the Bucs, so I can't wait for that matchup. Next game we're going to talk about Seahawks versus the Bills. This is one I got on you. Okay, this is
one of the two I lost, man. Come on, Seattle.
This was a blowout at the very beginning, dude. It was like 21-0.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen looked unstoppable. That whole offense looked unstoppable. Russell, they contained him. He didn't really have to scramble, but if you have that much time, right, you start to wonder, why are my receivers not getting open? And then they close in on you. So they did a really good job with Russell containing him in the beginning. He got some junk yards at the end. His stats are still pretty good. He ended up having 3 touchdowns or something, with the comeback attempt. But the Bills were just too much. They could not stop Josh Allen in that Bills offense. They did have a couple big turnovers, and you can't win football games like that. So that one I got on you, baby. So, woo. Russell went down. I hate to see that because I like Seattle, but hey, that Bills team, they ain't just in the AFC East anymore. Competing.
Hey, man. And what it was is, because I can't even say too much about and the Bills defense did it. The Bills defense did what they had to do to win the game, but they still got put 34 points on. It was Josh Allen in that offense.
Garbage time.
And they came in there and just slapped and surprised Seattle. I mean, just slapped them. And Seahawks played, crappy at first and then started leveling out. So I'd give them like a mediocre, but the Bills were firing on all cylinders, dude. And like you said, Josh Allen. He was a beast. That offense, they just could not slow it down, dude. It was one after another and after another. And then with turnovers and you have possession change and things like that when they're firing off like that. Yeah, dude, that's why the game went how it went. And I did miss that one. I like what the Seahawks were doing and stuff like that. But man, Josh Allen's a beast, dude. And they played a really good game. We've seen them, and we've seen Josh Allen and stuff like that. He's been wrecking the league right now, but we've also seen him what are they doing right now? They're not looking like they could. They'll show you signs of this and this. Well, when they played Seattle yesterday, they put it all together, and it looked really good. So Josh Allen just beast moded that one, man.
I think this was also a great thing to kind of take notice on because Seattle, that's 2 road games in a row. They went to San Fran, and now they had to travel to Buffalo. I mean, I think it's a pretty hard place to play in, especially with Josh Allen, feeling real comfortable. I think he had 2 home games, so they didn't have to go anywhere. I think that has a real good role into how you actually come out and play and withstand the 4 quarters. So that was interesting to see.
No doubt.
The next game, we got the Titans versus the Bears. We both picked the Titans on this one. Derrick Henry didn't score a touchdown, but Ryan Tannehill did what he needed to do. They were up. The Bears' offense sucks. What else you got to add to that?
Well, Foles, I still don't like Foles. He threw for 36 out of 52, 335 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, but it still ain't good enough. The longest rush they had was 30 yards. Hold on, let me get my charger. My computer's about to die.
No, you're good. All right, so Akeem Hicks couldn't get back there on Ryan Tannehill as much. But the Bears offense, you put your defense in a big situation whenever you can't score points. If you can't put the ball in the end zone, why are you even out there playing your defense? It's going to give up a couple every now and then, especially nowadays where everybody could freaking score. So we ended up both getting that one. I'm going to go ahead and continue to move on as we're going through this while Cheese is getting his charger. If you have any questions, please comment in the chat. I can go to the chat right now. Tanner, what's up, dude? What you think about that game? Bears versus Titans. We got Mitch Trubisky. I think he was inactive. I think he's hurt. And I'm still mad about Carolina, dude. I'm so mad. We almost had him. Almost. Jeremy Chin changes that game for sure. And there goes Cheese. His computer died. All right. He's got to get more prepared than this. He's out there and his dang internet goes out. All right, so let's talk about Lions versus the Vikings. Sanders, since you are here, 10-0 for president. There you go.
Yes.
All right.
I did. So first of all, that was impressive how fast I did that because my computer did die. Second of all, I'm an idiot because I just got carried away of talking and didn't look at the blinker at the bottom.
Well, welcome back.
My bad.
All right, we skipped ahead and we kind of just finished the Titans and Bears. Did you want anything to add to that one?
No, screw the Bears. I like the Titans anyway. Derrick Henry, if he starts getting rolling like he usually does toward the end of the season, especially when it gets cold because nobody wants to tackle him, watch out for Tennessee. I don't think they peak what they did last year, but anytime the Bears lose and the Packers win makes me extremely happy. And I just don't. The Bears are so unorthodox. I don't have to talk much about them. They just can't find ways to win. Like your quarterback throws for 335 yards, 2 touchdowns, and you put up 17. And your D-line is supposed to be amazing, which, that does help things, but they're so one-dimensional at times. And as soon as you readjust and find a different outlet, then it's over for them. Yeah, I don't know, dude. But that's all I got on that one.
Moving on, Lions versus Vikings. Dalvin Cook had another tremendous game, 200 yards rushing. I ended up calling this. I was like, Dalvin's going to go off again. I didn't know it was going to be over 200 yards, but that's a weak Detroit defense, in my opinion. And Matt Patricia, he's on the hot seat. I think he was supposed to come in and do a little bit better things. He has drafted, I think, pretty well. But they gotta figure it out, man. Matthew Stafford went out with a concussion. They start fast on some games and then they start real slow on others. So I don't know. We both got that one right.
Yeah. Both of these teams are inconsistent. I know they just smacked us, but they are inconsistent at times. And are talking about the Vikings and the Lions. The Vikings definitely beat us last week, but Dalvin Cook getting started. He's scary. I really hope people start knocking them off, so I don't really have to see them again because it's a little bit of our kryptonite type deal. And the Lions, man, they're so inconsistent, but they're an inconsistent team that is not as talented as Minnesota. So that's the outcome of that one. I mean, even with who Detroit has, they scored 20
without Galladay.
Yeah, I both these teams are still trying to find their identity, but Dalvin Cook definitely wins that game for him.
Yep. Kirk Cousins don't have to do nothing whenever he's running like that, man. Kirk Cousins needs to be exposed.
It makes it easier for him. Kirk Cousins is not like a good quarterback, and it makes it easy. He threw for 3 touchdowns with 220 yards. Like Kirk Cousins, he is not that caliber of quarterback to me. But why did it open up? Because freaking Dalvin Cook had 206 yards. He was averaging 9.4 yards a carry. He's almost like you want to hand me the ball and we almost get a first down. Hand it off. No problem. Yeah. And Kirk Cousins, hell yeah, I'll throw a little 3-yard out. Boom. Bada bang, bada bada. Here we go.
Tanner's in the chat.
It covers up. It covers up his talent. But yeah.
Yeah. Tanner's in the chat. He's saying Dalvin Cook for vice president. He went ahead and said Tannehill for president. Ryan Tannehill for the Titans.
Who's saying that?
That's Tanner in the chat saying that he wants the presidency to be Ryan Tannehill and Dalvin Cook.
Man, you better hope Dalvin Cook gets a stomach virus and just let him nothing crazy. Don't wish nothing bad on nobody, but a little stomach virus, just sit out a few weeks. Vikings fan.
Crazy. Mike Zimmer's on the hot seat, dude, too. So we got 2 coaches right there in that game that were on the hot seat, and one of them needed to win. It's not looking good for the Lions for the rest of the year, especially losing Stafford. Next one I want to talk about, we're going to move ahead to the Ravens-Colts. This one came to be a very defensive game, and Phillip Rivers not being a guy that can put the ball in the end zone anymore. I don't know what it is. He's kind of lost his touch. Their running back game is kind of like wishy-washy too. They gave Jordan Wilkins a lot more carries than Jonathan Taylor. So what are they actually doing with the rookie? He's supposed to be a high pick, a very good athlete. Like, are y'all training him right? Like, what's going on? Are you putting him in the right positions to succeed?
I didn't even notice that. They gave him double the carries, and he barely put up more yards. But, yeah, that is crazy. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. on the other side of the ball, Lamar Jackson still struggling to find a rhythm. I don't know if their receiving corps is pretty tiny all around. They're about speed, I think. They get up the middle and go, or they get to the edge and they go. If Lamar gets loose, then the freaking receivers are out there doing the scramble drill. So I don't know what they're trying to reach or establish offensively. I think, personally, Mark Andrews needs to be more involved. He's a freak, and he needs to catch the ball. Like, don't be afraid to throw that big man the ball. He's like a Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
But what you got to say about the Ravens?
Both these defenses, man, are like top 5 in the league. So what the difference was for me in this game, they're both going to be good defenses, but let me see field possession. And the reason why I went with the Ravens this week is because I think when the defense is playing good and you throw it down to Rivers or Lamar Jackson's not going crazy. He didn't put up crazy numbers like we've seen before. But can he get those first downs, or can he get you out of those 3rd and long situations and put you in 3rd and 4 situations so you can get the field goal, so you can have the possession game and field advantage and things like that. And when it goes to Lamar Jackson and Phillip Rivers with both of these good defenses, I've seen Phillip Rivers absolutely crap the bed before. And at least if Lamar Jackson can't throw anything or get a completion, hell, sometimes he can at least roll out and run. So that's why I kind of broke it down for. Defenses, I canceled them because they're both great, and I started trying to pinpoint offensively. So that's why I went with the Ravens this week, and I think that was the difference of the game. He didn't do anything spectacular, but they did enough to get in good, sustainable field position play, and I think that was the difference of the game.
And that's why if you play in a fantasy football league with kickers, Justin Tucker is the number 1 kicker in fantasy. Because that field position battle, dude. John Harbaugh is a good coach, I think. But they'll get it together. I think they'll put it in the end zone. They got too much talent otherwise.
Yeah.
Next one, we got the Giants versus the Washington football team. I ended up choosing the football team because I was like, oh, maybe some magic at home, and Chase Young coming in, putting pressure on Daniel Jones. And then the Giants come out, and they actually play a really good football game all around until they forced 3 turnovers from Alex Smith. Kyle Allen went down with an injury. Alex Smith came in. He ended up throwing a touchdown, and then he threw it to the other team 3 times.
Yeah.
You can't do that, especially in a close game like this. I mean, this is for the division. This is a divisional game. And you're out there just whatever. And Wayne Gallman actually providing a running game for the Giants. So
I didn't watch much of that game. Was Alex Smith just launching them? Because he had 325 yards passing, but with 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he was trying to.
James Winston in that thing, was he just like, "Go baby, we gonna catch it or not"? See you.
I saw 2 of them, and 2 of them were right to the other guy. So the one of them was at the very end that was right to the dude. Like nobody was within 20 yards. So, and then I'm pretty sure another one was right to somebody else. So
that's crazy. He still threw for 325 though on only 24 completions, but 3 picks. Good Lord, that's crazy.
Antonio Gibson is the running back for the Washington football team, and he actually looked pretty decent running football. He might not have had stats wise, but from the highlights I was seeing him getting the carries and running pretty hard. So that was
McLaurin and Sims. They both went over 100 yards receiving. Sims did it with only 3 receptions for them. That's why he had that number. So he tossed them the ball and they went crazy. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, it was a great game, Tanner.
Yeah, it was. I like what Washington's doing though, man. That's why I picked Washington on this one.
No, I picked Washington. You picked the Giants.
I mean, I know that's what I meant. I don't like what Washington's doing. I like what New York's trying to do. Like New York is trying.
Yeah.
They're trying to do.
Because that division is anybody's right now. It's anybody's. Yeah. Why would you stop trying? Like it's week 8. Come on.
I told you I thought the Giants could have a way of running away with this and keep your eye on it, dude. Because it's a coin flip right now, man. It's absolutely crazy. But they're trying. They're doing good. They're trying to put things together. And I don't even. They'll win. They might win. They might win some more. But it's gonna like we've seen them do it. They're gonna barely get by. They're gonna play to the last freaking second each week because they have to.
Right.
But I like that they're trying though.
Next game we're going to go to, we got the Texans versus the Jaguars, another divisional matchup. The Jaguars were Minshewless. Luton came in. He ended up throwing a pick. That was pretty big time, but he came back and responded and got them within 2 points at the very end. He did decent as a rookie coming in versus a Texans defense who's got a lot of veterans on it. And Deshaun Watson over there just, doing Deshaun Watson things. David Johnson went out with a concussion early, so Duke Johnson is now the lead back. So keep monitoring that for you fantasy guys, because if Duke Johnson gets to go, I would start him. Laviska Shenault actually exited the game early for Jacksonville as well. So Keelan Cole's value goes up. Chris Conley stepped in to kind of like fill the void for that. And then you still got DJ Chark that kind of established him as some rapport with the new quarterback. I don't know if Minshew comes back next week, but that's something to look at for sure. What you think about that game?
I'm looking down the stat line now, man. I know it was 25-27, but goodness gracious, they almost look like the same ball team when you're looking at the stat line. But Texans, that defense is not elite, but who you have on defense, you cannot let that young rookie back Robinson run for 99 yards when you start getting against some guys that can really tote that rock. And that's why we've seen it. We've seen them get in trouble. And in the rookie throwing for 304 yards, come on, man. Watson, and it's almost the same thing. That's what's crazy about the dual threat quarterbacks, man. Watson threw for 281 yards with 2 touchdowns, but he also ran for 50 yards. He was averaging 5 yards a play rushing. Does he do enough to help move the chains and field position? When the game's that close, you look at turnovers and field position. All right, there is a difference. Jacksonville Jaguars did have a turnover. They had an interception. Boom. That's the game. And the fact that Watson was able to roll out and be able to help with that field position. And that's all it was. If they could have fixed that one interception, we could look at it going a different way. I picked the Texans on this one. I thought it would be a little bit definitely worse than what it was.
Yeah.
Or what it wasn't. It was way closer than I imagined. Let me put it that way. So it was an extremely good game. There's a bunch of good games on this week.
I know.
But it was a really good game, man. And I'm almost feeling like I'm repeating myself when I was talking about the other game. It was just that field position battle and that turnover ratio, and then one was 1 and one was 0. So that's it.
Yeah, we both ended up getting that one right. The next game, staying in the AFC West. You got the Chiefs, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers. The Raiders played the Chargers, so this was a big divisional matchup, And the Chargers are a good young football team. I think that Anthony Lynn's coached them pretty well. Justin Herbert, obviously, is a game changer. Him coming in as a rookie over Tyrod. I think he did get he got kicked out of the game for right there at the end. I don't know if he's hurt for a while or if he's going to come back next week. But now Tyrod Taylor ended up getting the 2-point conversion to try to, win or get him at least closer. For some reason, he was in the game at 2-point conversion. I don't know. So keep monitoring that. Justin Jackson went out real early. I thought he was going to produce something for fantasy. And then you ended up turning to Tremaine Pope and the rookie Joshua Kelly. So interesting to see what the Chargers backfield is. I think Justin Jackson will be back next week. So we'll see if they go with one of these guys that kind of produce this week or not. Raiders defense, they were over there slapping people, man. Jonathan Abrams. If y'all don't know who this man is, please go watch some freaking film on Jonathan Abrams. They were making fun of him on the announcer. They wasn't making fun of him, but they were talking about Jonathan Abrams, how he approached the game. He has no regards for his own body and wants to just go in there and decapitate somebody. And he had to go. There was one highlight where he was at the safety position. He rolls to the left a little bit, and then he knows it's a run. So I'm talking about crashes down on this running back. Oh, man. It was a hard collision, and he came up, beating his chest because that's what he wants to do. He lives for that stuff.
No doubt.
And seeing the Raiders win, obviously Las Vegas, baby, is always good.
Yeah. Well, I hope Herbert's not banged up or anything like that because Chargers, you keep Herbert. I like him. He's been doing good. He's on a Chargers team. I don't care what the record is. I'm just talking straightly about him. I like the guy. I think he can ball out. And I think when you transfer into some more seasons and not just your first season as a rookie, I really like the kid. Raiders, They did a little two-back system right here with Jacobs and Booker. That's a positive I like about that, getting somebody else to kind of take the load. I'm not too upset with that. But receivers, they have to do more. Like Carr has to be able to throw more than 165 yards sometimes. He has to. Do I think Carr's bad or anything like that? No, I actually like what Carr's doing. But playing against other teams and better teams and the Chargers and stuff, like you got to have a little bit more. The running game is going to be there. They need to figure out what they need to do offensively to get that passing game to be as dangerous as it honestly could be. They don't have like outstanding, people running routes for them right now. I would say, but
you talking about the Raiders?
Yeah. And when I say outstanding, I'm going like top tier list. They do got some guys that can definitely pass the ball to them things, but they need to establish that passing game a little bit more and not be able to depend so much on the running game. Chargers, like I was saying, I really like Herbert. How many 300-yard games has he thrown so far?
Almost all of them.
I mean, there's been, seriously, maybe not every but one or two, which is awesome and fantastic. Now, I would like to see his touchdown and interception ratio because he hasn't really been turning the ball over like that either.
Going back to that receiver conversation for the Raiders, Brian Edwards, that rookie out of South Carolina, was supposed to play. I don't know how many snaps he got, but he's battling Nelson Aguilar, who really hasn't made any mistakes as he's been filling in. So I want to see what that dynamic is and how they're going to approach that because Brian Edwards was supposed to be a legit starter coming out as a rookie. Henry Ruggs, legit starter, rookie, and they were supposed to take over that offense. So.
Yeah. I love Renfro, and I mean he is what he is. But he led y'all in receiving or them in receiving yardage. But I want to see stuff like Allen for the Chargers having 103 yards on 9 receptions. Williams having 81 on 5 receptions. That's a little bit more building I want to see the Raiders do to be able to kind of jump that gap a little bit, especially offensively. And they're always going to be. They've always been scrappy for sure, if not really good in the years past, but at least scrappy for sure defensively. So get that passing game established a little bit. And I already said I like what you're doing over there in Las Vegas, Raiders. So keep it up. So that was a good game as well, though.
Yep. Next one I'm going to skip to because I'm going to save that one for the last one. Dolphins versus Cardinals. You ended up getting me on this. I thought Kyler Murray was going to come out, firing. He actually had 4 touchdowns, so he didn't do bad. That defense is just atrocious. Tua handled himself like a pro this week, 20 for 28. And the running game was still there. So Dolphins got it going on, man. I want them to make the playoffs. I want them to see and taste the playoffs because they haven't done it in so long.
Yep. Tua's like that. He's like that. He's elite. He's like that. And that's why I kind of went for him. And the defense is also coming off of an insanely hot week from last week when you're looking at the Dolphins. I mean, they were going crazy against the Rams. And I think when you want to talk about – I'm not talking about player-wise or on paper-wise. I'm talking about established offense, play calling, the whole 9 yards overall. I like what the Rams do more so than what the Cardinals do. And the Dolphins just went in there and did that now. A lot of people are thinking, could it be – here's a fluke. We've seen them beat the Patriots again and stuff. No, because Tua didn't even have to do anything special last week. He came in, filled the shoes like he was supposed to. Defense didn't. I wouldn't say they contained Murray because Murray went off like a video game would. 106 yards rushing, 283 yards throwing, 3 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. But DeAndre Hopkins only had 30 yards. That's the difference. Larry Fitzgerald only had 54 yards.
You know why? But do you know why they only did? It's because that the Dolphins secondary is finally healthy. They had that big acquisition of the Cowboys. Byron Jones, I think he came back. And then Xavier Howard was one of the guys that were the bright spots of that young Miami team that was pretty bad.
I've been trying to tell y'all on this little laptop, don't sleep on Miami. And the fact that now they got the Cardinals out the way. Now look at the rest of the schedule. Don't sleep on them, man. I like them, and they're also young, which is crazy. So that's how football goes. Though. We've seen years of this, and then programs turn around and stuff like that. So Yeah, I definitely riding with the Dolphins on that one. It was extremely close. Extremely close game, good game, but Tua found a way to win, man. He's a winner. That's what's up.
I'm excited for those Dolphins. Next game we're going to move on to is the Steelers versus the Cowboys. They finally got their name back for me. They took it to the Steelers, or tried to at least.
Because I had Juan on the headset while I was watching this game, and this dude was going absolutely. It was like chewing zebra gum. Like, it tastes so good, then it would go bad. Like, his emotions were like this. It was crazy. He was like, "What about them Cowboys?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "We winning, baby!" And then I turned it on, and then like it kept going on and on and on. He was like, "Please let that be pass interference." Damn, we're gonna lose by a field goal. Shit, we lost. Like, it was funny to hear him, man. But that was a crazy game, man. Crazy game.
There's this meme going around on Facebook about the Pittsburgh Steelers and they're 8-0 and who they beat, and they've got maybe 6 wins versus teams that are arguably kind of bottom.
They beat 2 good teams.
Yes. Don't forget, they beat the Ravens and they beat the Titans, who were both playoff teams last year. I think they're pretty legit. Tanner says the Steelers were all hungover, and Juan is a Cowboys fan. But I think Pittsburgh was just playing with them, dude. I really do. And the Cowboys, they got to fight for something. But Big Ben better get that stuff together because that's 2 bad weeks in a row that offense kind of struggled.
Yeah. I don't think – I'm not over here losing my freaking mind over the Steelers. I love their defense, but they're undefeated, but I don't think they're as good as what people are putting them on their pedestal. They did beat 2 good teams. Yeah. I would like to see them play Kansas City. I would like to see them play a handful of other teams. They are good, but how long can they be good? Because I can't say nothing too bad about them right now anyway. And I've been picking them a lot percentage-wise just because of that defense, and defense can help win games and win championships.
They've scored, I think, the past 2 weeks.
But am I going to sit here and say, because nobody can know anyway, but am I going to sit here and say, I'll dumb it down some? No, because they could definitely make the AFC Championship. I don't see them like just going crazy and winning the Super Bowl and stuff like that. I don't see that. They might not even make it, but I do see them as an AFC Championship game right now that they're playing. I don't know.
Big Ben gets to rest.
They're not that good to just sweep everything. They're not. Like,
if he gets to rest, though, I think he is legit going to come back after being rested and throw for 500 yards versus somebody. He's got so many weapons. Big Ben. Because he looks a little bit sluggish out there. Like, the season's he's an older quarterback in the league now, right? He's like Eli Manning, and him came into the league. Eli's retired, and you know how your body reacts to certain things. And I think he's just a little bit slower, but if he gets some rest, he'll come back out and slinging that thing, dude. He's got some talent.
Yeah. That defense cannot go. That defense has to stay here or go up. They cannot deteriorate, because the one thing, like we talked about Dalvin Cook helping Cousins, the one thing that's helping Big Ben
is the
defense. Is the defense. So we can't see that defense deteriorate in any way, shape, or form. Because now you're messing up the whole rhythm of things. Now you're messing up what he's used to. That defense has to stay right here or above. So, that's, and it's hard for defenses to do that. So I like to see, but like I said, I can't say nothing bad about them. I've been picking them. They've been playing great football. But that one was close.
Some respect on Rivers. He came in the same year. Oh, yeah, Rivers is still in that group too, ain't he? That's crazy. Yeah. That's a pretty good year quarterbacks.
And I'm going to sit here and, we're seeing the wave of new quarterbacks come in and stuff. We're going to miss these old guys, man, when they all – I mean, you're not going to miss Brady. I'm not talking about him. When you talk about Brady, Breeze, Rivers, Rodgers, Big Ben, screw Nick Foles.
So let's go ahead and move on to these older quarterbacks, because we got the Saints versus the Bucks. This is one I got on you. You ended up going 1 overall this week, but we were pretty close neck and neck. I picked the Saints to go in there and slap the Bucks, and that's what they did. Tom Brady can eat dirt. I don't like him. Yeah. He looked like trash. He's not the same guy he used to be. Drew Brees is the MVP of the NFC South. came
That
down to play. And got whipped.
offense only puts up 3 points. They didn't even score a touchdown. Like, yo, what?
So what? Hey, speaking of that, 4 touchdowns Drew Brees threw to 0.
He's up by 3 now.
Officially, yes, he's up by 3 for the record books.
Yeah.
So,
like,
good job, Drew.
He can't, and I think it's so funny too, because he can't. You make it seem like I'm like a Brady fan. I'm not.
You're a Bucs
hated
fan.
the Patriots more than anybody in my life, and then he came to Tampa, and I was like, all right, cool, let's give him a shot. I think he's better than a shitty quarterback. So let's see. But it's so funny that he wanted to come to the Buccaneers because he wanted to be in Drew Brees' division, and they get to play him twice. Well, that backfired on them because they played him twice, and it looked like that was their kryptonite. I mean, they
lost both times.
They can't do anything against the Saints, dude. They can't do anything.
Which is good for Carolina because one of them needs to fall, and we play the Bucs next week, so we basically control our own destiny for our road to playoffs if it's possible. So,
yeah,
I like it.
Lord.
Drew Brees looked good, dude.
If CMC's healthy, that's going to be a crazy one.
I am hoping and praying that they shoot him up with some roids that fix him up real nice, and then go do your thing.
What's the shot called they give him anyway?
Cortisone?
Yeah, cortisone. There you go.
Yeah, I know that.
4 of them. Shoot him with a shotgun with cortisone needles just right in his shoulder. Get him right.
Yeah. But that actually does it for the week recap tonight. I know we finally get to it. The Patriots versus the Jets. We got the Cam Newton Patriots / Bill Belichick's mastermind versus the winless Adam Gaseness. The Gaseness. Yes, it's Adam Gase. Don't be tripping. Don't be tripping over there.
Don't be tripping.
Sam Darnold, I don't think is playing. I think Joe Flacco is the starting quarterback. Enough said. They're Jets. I don't know what else to say about this game.
Oh man. The only reason I'm playing this. I'm gonna watch this game is because I have 2 TVs in the room. Like, if not, I would not change something to watch this game. Joe Flacco and Cam Newton battling it out, baby.
Oh my god, this is terrible. This is one of those games where I think the Jets finally get their first wins just because Cam Newton struggles. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Jets get their first win tonight versus those Cam Newton. They find a way with Joe Flacco.
Dude, if you win this bet, I will wear a dress on here next week.
Oh god.
I'm just kidding. I don't even own a dress or even find a woman big enough
I'm
to
making
fit
this
me.
exciting because I did meet some Jets fans.
That would not be amusing. But I can't believe you picked the Jets, man. So
hey, I was there with you when we met those Jets fans. Okay, that was a good time.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
they bought us hella shots.
Yeah, I know because we kept making bets.
I might pick you tonight. I forgot about them.
They're at home. Okay,
I'm definitely not though. Definitely not.
Patriots don't have any wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Does Cam revert back to his Carolina ways where he's like, oh, everybody's hitting me, and do all that BS? Or does he be Super Cam? This is a divisional matchup. I'm very interested to see it. Tanner said you got to do it. You said it. You got to do it, Cheese.
I got to do what?
You got to dress up, dude, in a dress. If the Jets win, you got to get Sophia's.
That would mean I would have to go buy like an extra large dress. But I might think of something crazy. I might not.
So are you picking the Jets or the Patriots?
I've seen the Dolphins when they have been absolutely ass beat the Patriots at least and went 1-for-1. Patriots could beat everybody in the league, and then the Dolphins wind up beating them. We've seen it.
I'm gonna put $2 on my betting app just to have. If $2 turns into $12, I'm a happy man. If $2 goes down the drain, whatever.
Yeah, dude, I can't do it. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm going New England.
Yeah, you got
New England. There's the Jets, dude. They're just like, I understand what New England's doing, but Come on, Bill Belichick. If you can't beat the Jets, Bill Belichick and the Little Giants. I still pick Bill Belichick and the Little Giants, man.
Somehow I'm getting energy waves from these two Jets fans that are in Charlotte, and tonight's the night, boys. Tonight's the night. They're gonna pull out their first dub. They're still gonna get Trevor Lawrence or whoever.
Hey, he might be watching.
Because they're gonna be the first
You
pick.
gave him all the information on this podcast.
Yeah.
So if you are watching, like, hit me up. I'm still in Charlotte. I'll take some shots.
Okay.
Nah, but I'm going to New England, man. Come on. They got to.
So that's gonna wrap it up for our show, the Cheetah and the Cheese. We appreciate you for tuning in. Tanner, as always, I love you in the chat. We will see you guys
I didn't even
tomorrow.
get to play any good vibes, man. You gotta let me send us off in some good vibes.
Hey, we gotta get out of here with the Jets coming on.
Cheetah and the Cheese, man. I'm out. Enjoy it.